Tesla boycott. Let's go.
I sold my Tesla. I traded it in for a...
Tesla stock. I'm not buying a Tesla in my life, man. Not in a million years. Wasn't it 800? Ooh. Nice. Very nice. Good. That's a bit of revolution. I like it. I like it.
Subaru, actually.
Shut up, Elon! Go home, Elon!
Yeah, fuck
When you already
Tesla,
have
bro.
300 billion, why do you need more?
Wake up! Fight back!
I have friends who are undocumented.
People are getting, I don't know if I'm weird, but it feels like people are waking up a bit more lately. More and more people. You know, you always used to say red pill, red pill. Now people are getting the rich or the evil pill, man. People are like understanding. Hey, man. It's a bit weird, man.
As a queer person, I've been affected by this. Elon is the biggest clown there is, so I decided to dress up as a clown today.
Elon Musk gonna make Cuba the 51st state.
Tech bro, you're gonna go.
The 51st state, man.
Do not buy a swastika.
He tweets 200 times a day. The man is on ketamine and he's not well.
These two people are in bed together. They're doing it to everybody, not just to each other. They're doing it to everybody. We're all part of this. It's horrible.
They're gonna kill us first, but you're next.
Fire Elon Musk and send him to Mars, where he belongs.
What's up, everybody? We're back with a new Channel 5 breaking news special. As many of you guys know, the Trump administration has kicked things off into high gear, issuing 73 executive orders in the first month of the new presidency.
Very important executive orders.
Some of the executive orders are not that controversial, like creating a task force to disrupt the synthetic opioid supply chain in China, a declassification of the FBI files on the assassinations of JFK and MLK, and limiting the federal government's ability to pressure social media.
So he declassified them a month ago. Did anything come off that? Like, what did that do? And why haven't they be declassified earlier? I remember when you said every American is a GTA character, and it makes me giggle all the time. What, you walk around in real life and you're like, hey, Johnny, why are you laughing? There's the streamer, and he said GTA, Americans are like GTA characters. I laugh all the time. Okay, Johnny, I don't want to be your friend anymore. You're weird.
Media companies into censoring their users.
It really is a slippery slope.
However, many of these executive orders are extremely polarizing and range from mass deportation orders to bans on paper straws to restoring the death penalty to preventing children from medically transitioning genders.
There are only two...
It's just mind-blowing to me that he has that power to make an executive order, and then he has the Senate. They are over 50% Republican or some shit, right? So this all goes through. This like what the fuck? I felt like in a democracy, you make a law suggestion, and then you have to like debate that law and ratify it and shit like that.
genders, male and female.
Trump has also established something called the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, which has the stated goal of auditing government agencies and cutting back on expenses.
The checks never bounce to the federal government.
Something that's resulted in the defunding of the Department of Education and the mass firings of federal employees like park rangers, baby formula testers, USAID workers, and other alleged bureaucrats in the DC swamp.
The 6,000 IRS staffers expected to be terminated.
Isn't that the biggest irony in life? Where a man that's worth 400 fucking billion is like, yeah, sorry man, we're wasting 2 million on these weird ass workers over here, man. Sorry guys, USAID is 0.7% of our yearly expense, man, but I'm not the problem at all.
By the end of the month.
Now, the chief executive of Doge is tech mogul Elon Musk, which has sparked a number of anti-Elon Stop the Coup protests around the country.
We're tired and we're not going to stand back.
You know what I think about Elon a lot lately? That guy must have the best security ever. I don't know anything about that, but that guy must have 20 bodyguards. That guy must be so fucking defended.
We are wide awake.
The guy's a criminal. He's unelected and he needs to go.
Nobody elected him. He's not qualified. He's a racist.
We covered one last week in New York City, and by coup, they seem to be suggesting that by defunding federal agencies, shrinking the government, and appointing Trump loyalists to powerful positions, Trump...
There has to be at least 10 fucking people on Earth right now that want to kill Elon. Like, legit are gearing up and shit.
Trump and Elon are attempting to seize absolute power over the U.S. and create an autocracy.
It's a bloodless coup, so nobody thinks there's a coup going on.
He wants to be a king. People don't get it.
Yeah.
He wants to be a king.
He's acting like a king or wannabe dictator. I think...
Like, legit, like, literally getting guns and preparing and stuff. Like that kid that tried to shoot Trump.
It's pathetic.
It's a big difference between, man, Elon should be shot and actually fucking doing it, man, right? I wonder what his security looks like. That must be Better than the Secret Service.
We have a government where powers are supposed to be separated between equal branches.
Our democracy is being eroded from the inside by people who were not elected to be there.
Because what they're
Yo, is Ken Doodle in chat? Why are you so quiet?
trying to create is an autocracy.
It's important to note that the unelected buzzword the protesters have attached to Elon is...
That doesn't make that much sense because the elected president can call any minister he wants and stuff. They just have to be approved by Congress. And you have a hearing. But I think Elon never had a hearing, right?
The shaky argument. Not only does the Constitution empower the president to appoint federal officials and cabinet members without a public vote, but Trump also campaigned with the explicit intention of appointing Elon to the head of Doge.
Take over, Elon, yes, take over.
So those who voted for Trump, which is a majority of voters, also effectively voted for
He's
Elon.
more like a consultant. You still think that with checks and balances, you should at least have a Senate hearing, right? Like RFK had.
Anyways, while I was in New York City covering the Stop the Coup rally, there were similar protests breaking out on the West Coast. So I sent 2 correspondents into the field to check the temperature.
80-year-old women dressed as butterflies on traffic medians? Yeah. And these chants aren't good.
In the city of Glendale, which is near Los Angeles, we had our friend Matt in the field.
What's up? We're here in Glendale, the Americana.
And at the Tesla showroom in Palo Alto, California, which is regarded to be the center of the Silicon Valley ecosystem, we have my homie Albie from San Francisco at a physical boycott of the Tesla showroom.
What's up, guys? My name's Albie. I'm Andrew's homie from Frisco, but I'm here at the Tesla showroom in Palo Alto.
There's a protest going on, protesting Elon Musk, Doge, Tesla.
Everybody's out here protesting Elon Musk, and yeah, so Channel 5 News.
Let's see what people think.
We are going to resist, and we're going to resist together, because nobody can tolerate this.
We will not tolerate a deporter-in-chief.
Enough was enough with the Sieg Heil, the heartfelt autistic...
Yeah, that was pretty fucking insane. No one cares about it anymore. That was pretty... I like when that happened, how even the Trumpers were a bit like... Guys, what are we... Are we okay, man?
Salute. So 4 weeks ago, just me and a friend stood outside the Service Center in Burbank, and the next day there was 4 of us. Last week, we came here and there was 30, and then this week it's just exploding here and across the country. There was like almost 100 here today. And
that's terrible, though. No offense. I understand these people. You gotta rise up against that retard, but 100, Alter? 2.7 million people in the US, and you have like all across the country, maybe 5,000 people doing this. I mean, it has to start somewhere. I get it, but that's really low. It's gotta start somewhere, though. 100%.
And they're all everywhere.
Tesla burns to a crisp. That's the caption on this now viral video of a charred Model 3.
And it's just growing, and Tesla stock is rapidly declining.
New numbers from Tesla show its annual EV sales declined for the first time in more than a decade.
The stock is crashing at the moment. You're watching it live. On the month,
270 million.
You're down to what, 23%? On the day, I think it's like 7 or 8% down. Oh, geez, now 8%.
Tesla is a stock, though, that anyway has been very inflated. There's like a formula where you can figure out how much a company is really worth, and Tesla stock was way over.
9% down.
The organizer.
America is now 340 million? How the fuck? 340 million people
of the Glendale boycott rally say it's more than just about Elon's political affiliation, and that Doge aside, he's genuinely mentally unfit to be running billion-dollar publicly traded companies.
This guy supposedly runs the Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, and he's tweeting 200 times a day and never sleeping and taking ketamine. He's just been radicalized. His politics have clearly shifted, and we've seen it happen with all our friends and loved ones. They go down the dark side, they go on QAnon, down the internet rabbit hole, and something just happens to them, and it's usually white dudes. Thank you! It's usually some white dude who got picked on when he was a kid.
I was almost beaten
well said. True.
to death, if you call that bullied. It was not a happy childhood.
Do you think that Democrats are doing enough?
Absolutely not. They went and stormed the Department of Education building, and one little skinny dude was stopping a whole mob of angry Democrats. It's pathetic.
The stunt comes as President Trump is considering abolishing the department.
Democrats do not know how to fight. That's literally my single mission. They know how to throw a punch, but when they take a punch back, they run away. And fighting is taking punches and getting bloody. It means our actual leaders need to get arrested, like John Lewis would have done.
Congressman John Lewis and Charles Rangel were among those arrested during a march on the National Mall. The lawmakers were among the first arrested after refusing police orders to disperse.
We need new leaders. All of our leadership of the Democratic Party. They're using 20th century tactics and messaging to fight against a battle troll destroying our country because of social media.
All right, let's take
that guy. That was very intelligent. That made a lot of fucking sense.
Take a moment to talk about Elon Musk's radicalization that's being referenced in that interview, because I too have caught wind of the 10-year-old 4chan memes being posted by Elon on X and thought to myself, how the heck did that happen? Back in the day during the Obama era, I can remember when Elon Musk was a full-blown...
I saw a German video on that where they talked about Elon understood. Elon doesn't care about left or right wing or Democrat or Republican. He cares what can benefit him the most. And he understood that Trump and how easy you can manipulate him will really help his businesses or shit ton.
Save the Earth liberal, and frequently secured massive government contracts from the Democrats, which he used to build eco-friendly cars and rockets.
I have a Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love it.
He was even tweeting in support of trans rights just a few years ago, and vocally...
He tweeted about trans rights?
I love it.
He was even tweeting in support of trans rights.
They really hate that Tesla scored 104 years in a row on LGBTQ equality. Isn't that weird? How he changed like that? Isn't that weird?
Just a few years ago, and vocally criticizing Trump.
He's not the right guy. He doesn't seem to have the sort of character that reflects well.
Just like there's interviews of J.D. Vance from literally like only 8 years ago where he's like, I will never work with Trump, never.
Well, the United States.
But like so many Americans, both left and right, 2020 broke him. Within 5 years of voting for Brandon, Elon would be tweeting things like, pronouns suck, and I love Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. So how did that happen? The way I see it, it all goes back to the first stage of the COVID pandemic, which gave birth to the anti-lockdown Freedom March movement, which Elon was quite fond of.
Freedom! Let me just quickly wash my hands.
Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
Elon's first personal freedom outburst came on April 28, 2020, shortly after the Trump administration and Democratic government officials in California ordered the shutdown of American Tesla factories to stop the spread of COVID-19.
See? I was watching this German thing on this. These billionaires, they don't give a shit about Trump. They care about who is best for them, who helps them, who opens the factories, who gives tax breaks, who gives government contracts.
Tesla, which employs roughly 10,000 people,
right?
at its...
You're going to support the guy that supports you. It's like not even like, wow, crazy conspiracy theory.
Fremont plant was initially forced to shut down.
Immediately, Elon tweeted in all caps, "Free America," became critical of lockdowns and began calling the government actions of Trump and Newsom fascist.
Musk telling investors the orders hinder people's freedom.
This is fascist. Give people back their goddamn freedom.
Though initially pro-lockdown,
we've made the decision to further toughen the guidelines and blunt the infection now.
Trump quickly capitalized on the growing unrest amongst freedom-hungry conservatives and staunchly positioned himself against the CDC and blue state governors in an obvious effort to court more votes for the upcoming election.
The Chinese virus.
You know there won't be any more COVID on November 4th? It'll be gone.
Still, throughout that election cycle, Elon stayed loyal to the Democrats and voted for Biden in 2020.
Biden won. Yes, I believe he won.
And you voted for him.
I did.
But things really heated up between Biden and Elon in 2021 after Biden held an electric vehicle summit and took the stage with the CEOs of both Ford and General Motors.
Didn't invite Tesla.
Praising them as the leaders of electric vehicles, despite the fact that at that point, Tesla had made 115,000 EVs in America and General Motors had only made 26.
He never mentions Tesla, and that's got to be getting under Elon's skin.
You know, like Biden held this EV summit. Didn't mention Tesla once. And
we watched this big video about narcissism and how very, very big people like Elon and Trump are narcissists. Well, which happens. It's not like an evil thing. People have issues. And they were talking about this character trait, right? That if you do wrong to these people, they want revenge so badly, man. If you fuck these kind of people up, they
praised Jim and Ford for leading the EV revolution.
Biden never explicitly stated why Elon and Tesla were left out of the summit, but it likely wasn't about the mean tweets from the year before. Also invited to the summit and on stage was the UAW, or the United Auto Workers Union, the largest car manufacturer union in America, who work every single day to make sure that auto workers get fair pensions and wages.
They often did this through extreme hardship and sacrifice, sometimes at the expense of spilled blood.
Joe Biden is notably pro-union.
I'm proud to be the first president
to walk a picket line.
And received large campaign donations from the Auto Workers Union, who'd recently tried and failed to unionize Tesla workers.
The United Auto Workers Union, or UAW, alleged that Tesla fired a worker for attempting to form a union.
Because of the company's immediate termination policy, Tesla is the only major auto manufacturer in the US not represented by a single union, and their work.
What do we always talk about? What do I always talk about? What do the rich hate the most? It's fucking unions. They have a thing in their contract of instant termination. How's that with the law? In Germany, you have a law code, right? A book about worker law where it says you can't do that. The only way you can cut someone off instantly if they have a probationary time. But what kind of third world country is America where you can just fire someone? You work 5 years at Tesla and they can immediately fuck you over? That should be against the law, man.
Workers are paid significantly less than other rival car manufacturers, despite having reported unsafe workplace conditions on a consistent basis for the past 4 years.
Tesla factory workers in California are working so hard they're passing out on the production line. Tesla
USA has at-will employment. What the fuck? Is an employer's ability to dismiss an employee for any reason that is without having to establish just cause for termination and without warning, as long as the reason is not illegal, like firing me because of gender, sexual orientation, race, etc. Wow. When an employee is acknowledged as being hired at will, courts deny the employee any claims for loss resulting from dismissal. That is insanity. This is another great real example why America is fucked up, dude. What a third world country, dude. That is insanity. That is insanity. You do that in Germany, man, they're gonna riot. Even the fucking Germans are gonna rise up. What the fuck?
Employees, they were worked to
your country really doesn't care about your workers, huh? Maybe that's why they put all the factories into China.
Exhaustion.
Former Tesla workers sue the company.
Approximately 50 workers were not adequately protected from excessive heat.
Inspectors found workers were exposed to hexavalent chromium.
He's always had a record of abusing work.
Yeah, and this is what I really struggle with lately, where, thank you, Lali, where conservatives talk about freedom of speech. We're so fucking free. What kind of fucking freedom? The freedom to deny the Holocaust and to say dumb shit on social media, but the freedom to help the workers, the freedom to kick any worker out at will with the at-will employment law. Wow, great freedom you guys are having.
Workers, there are labor claims against him at the factory in Milpitas for excessive heat and putting workers into dangerous conditions.
Yet
workers deserve to be abused as a natural order that should be preserved. You didn't kappa, which means I have to ban you for 1 hour. You shouldn't forget the kappa. You shouldn't forget the kappa.
Without the ability to unionize and demand fair wages and conditions, these complaints have mostly died in the courts or fallen on deaf ears at Tesla corporate. Elon has said that his anti-union stance isn't about making more money for himself, but actually because unions kind of kill the vibe.
And I think the unions naturally try to create negativity in a company and create...
That's so insane. Hey, richest man in the world, why do you hate unions? They're kind of negative. That is insanity. And that guy now has all the data of all the US citizens, man. That is, dude, this is complete insanity. How can anyone still sit here and be like, this is okay? We're reaching a point where it's not debatable anymore. If you still are like a big Elon boy, you must have some kind of Stockholm syndrome.
It could have sort of lords and peasants situation.
Anyways, after being snubbed at the summit, Elon was pissed.
So you were pissed.
And around this exact time, 2 more things happened in Elon's personal life that made things even worse. First, he separated with his then partner, Grimes, a visually liberal lady with whom he has multiple children.
Elon Musk and Grimes have publicly announced their separation.
And simultaneously, one of his kids came out as transgender, changed their name, and denounced their dad.
Vivian cut ties with Elon in 2022 after filing a petition to change her name due to her gender identity and her severed relationship with her father.
So my son Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
I no longer...
Jesus Christ. And that's the point, man. That's just always my point. This is always my point. Why I like technocracy and the spread of power. You have a human being that is so unbelievably powerful, like Elon is, right? And he obviously has some issues. Like, everyone has issues. I'm not trying to shit on him. Everyone has fucking issues. There's some trauma going on. Now acting like the mind virus, the woke mind virus made my kid transgender, man. And you just become so full of hate and weird stuff. And then my point is just, this happens. That happens to all. I was like that too. I was full of hate. It happens to people. It's human nature. The problem is when it happens to someone with this much of power, like a Trump, then it becomes very, very careful. You have a man that bought and then put his own agenda on one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. A man that is divorced dad syndrome, that has these issues. This is why I'm so individuals shouldn't be ever this strong. You should never let anyone get this strong.
Longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I can't imagine what that would be like.
If we were to look at Elon's conservative radicalization through the unmet core needs theory that I laid out in our recently premiered documentary, Dear Kelly, it's safe to say that through the collapse of his family and government backing, he lost his security. Through the loss of his status as the Democrat-backed tech darling, his significance. And through the estrangement of his then-girlfriend and child, connection. It was after this that Elon entered a traumatic fight-or-flight state in 2021. And he chose to fight, which allowed conservatives and conservative media channels to gradually groom.
And that's where I like how I lately have more balls to really trigger you guys. I know I watch YouTube comments, man. People hate me. People are so mad at me. I'm going to say it. This is a bit what I always call the loser principle. The more you are unhappy with yourself, the more likely you are to become a Trumper right-wing conservative. It's out there. I said it. Oh, bye-bye. See you later. It's if you have a deep hate in yourself, if you always want to blame someone else, if you feel unbalanced, even though you will never fucking say it out loud, you become part of this kind of movement.
Him over the course of 4 years into what he is today, which is a prideful person with a chip on his shoulder, hopelessly stuck in the third stage of the grief process, angry and hell-bent on revenge. Elon's most significant revenge acquisition was his purchase of Twitter in 2022.
Well, every extremist movement, but in this case here, the conservative Trump MAGA movement of America. But obviously, you can also jump to the left, sure.
The world's richest guy is set to buy one of the world's most influential social media companies.
Elon Musk carried a kitchen sink into Twitter HQ this week, tweeting, "Let that sink in."
Quickly after buying Twitter and renaming it X, he used his own account to elevate the narratives of conservative reactionaries who were delighted to...
I just saw another thing. There's an Irish study that just came out. Where did I see that? I remember Heute Show. There's an Irish study that now really proves that he changed Twitter and X into a massive conservative propaganda machine. The study showed that, for example, in Germany, content of the AfD is more than double more often referenced in the algorithm, other than the other parties.
To have the richest man in the world not only buying...
But hey, he bought it for free speech. It's just all about free speech, guys. It's just free speech.
But spreading the same bullshit they've been pushing for 4 years. Still, for all of 2023 and most of 2024, Elon was red-pilled but not fully a Trump guy. He actually backed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for president.
Elon Musk tipping his hat toward Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to be the next president of the United States.
But when it turned out that DeSantis wouldn't really be the right guy, he was all Trump. Kind of. It wasn't until the Butler, Pennsylvania incident when someone tried to kill Donald Trump that Elon said, "I want to fight beside him too." And
that was a big moment for Trump, man. That was a big moment for Trump.
He kicked off his...
Could you imagine how different the world would have looked like if the bullet went 1 centimeter to the right? Insane, right? Insanity. Insanity.
Endorsement with a $120 million donation to the Trump campaign.
Elon Musk is now Trump's second biggest financial backer.
To be fair,
if you would have voted, I would have obviously voted for Kamala Harris. Quite obviously. Obviously, the Democrats have massive issues, but compared to fucking Zelensky as a dictator and let's support Russia, I'd rather have the fucking Indian lady, dude.
Investment was two-sided. After Election Day, Tesla's stock shot up over 80%, though after missing European sales targets and the growth of nationwide boycotts in the US, it started to crash back down to earth, which brings us to the boycott being covered today in this video. Apparently, Elon haters in Palo Alto and also in Glendale believe they can reverse Tesla's stock growth by staging physical boycotts of IRL Tesla showrooms, which they hope will create enough of a media spectacle to at least cause potential buyers to think twice before.
At least Trump is competent, evil but competent, and I think that's insanity. I think your child is on the internet too much. I'm gonna just be honest nowadays. I don't care anymore. You call, dude, what the problem is, here's the problem, people like you have, Nas. You only see social media Joe Biden. You see him falling asleep, you see all the bullshit, man, but you don't see the support for Ukraine. He literally has the same tariffs than Trump. So many things that went really well, that were great in that administration, but you guys never see that. It's always just, oh, Reddit is telling me he's stiffing girls, which is not good, 100%. But I don't get this notion anymore. I would rather have Trump than Biden. Dude, Trump is destroying the Western Hemisphere right now. Selling out to Russia. Great fucking guy, man. Good job. Good job. At least we don't have the fucking woman.
For getting a Tesla.
We're just, making this point in front of a Tesla dealership and calling on the American people to stop buying Tesla. Let's boycott Tesla until we fix this problem.
I'm only focusing on Tesla and Musk because I feel like marching outside the White House or Trump he's Teflon Don. So we're going after Musk because it's a soft target, because he's sensitive and susceptible and he lashes out, and if we can decline his stock price, he has no wealth and then he loses his power.
Anybody who has a Tesla, sell it. Sell it immediately and sell it for the lowest dollar that you can. And if it's a relatively new car, that'll prevent another one from being made.
Don't buy Teslas. And if you have a Tesla, sell your Tesla. And if you have neighbors who have Teslas, tell them to sell their Teslas.
Because Tesla's the public face of Elon Musk, who is the public face of fascism.
If I had one, I'd sell it. I wouldn't be too embarrassed to drive it.
If Elon didn't own Tesla, would you like the cars itself?
I don't care.
Are you kidding? That, whatever it is, it's bizarre.
I don't think they're the best EVs on the market. I don't think anyone thinks that. Whether or not it's driver error, they're the most dangerous cars on the road, so take what you will from that.
New video of a dramatic crash on the Bay Bridge.
Safety concerns aside, the protesters believe the boycott will be successful, so long as they can create a direct correlation between owning and driving a Tesla and supporting the new Trump regime.
The fact is that none of the Tesla dealerships are locally owned. All of them are corporate owned. So the money that you spend at this dealership in Palo Alto goes to Musk.
Quit funding Republican corporations.
It's always nice to see Lego agent active politically. He's always trying his best to be around.
It's really easy. Quit buying Wisconsin cheese. Quit shopping at Target. Those are all things we can do. Quit doing Amazon. If we don't give them the money, then they can't do their horror to us. And there's an Indian philosophy. Everybody has two wolves inside of them. Yeah. And the child asks, which one wins? The one you feed. It's the grandfather's wisdom. So don't feed the ugly corporations and the haters.
People matter.
Everyone is human. Everyone is legal. No one is a parasite.
Yo, what's happening, people? That Tesla boycott looked crazy. But you know what's also crazy? The fact that most of us are stuck inside algorithmic echo chambers, being manipulated by both sides of the evil man. I noticed from the California interview footage that the topic of illegal immigration and mass deportation was much more of a talking point than it was in New York. After all, 1 in 10 workers in California are currently undocumented. And in the manufacturing and agricultural sector, that number is probably much higher.
I'm just worried about the future, I have friends who work in various businesses, are really good people who might not have a legal status in this country, and it just, what's going to happen to them?
I have friends who are undocumented.
Yeah.
I used to own a construction company. Well, half of the construction workers in this area are immigrants, and about half of them are undocumented. We could not have built the buildings we built, like the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Facebook could not have happened if we didn't have those immigrant workers.
I have family members who are from Mexico who have been affected by the immigration policies. Some of my...
A big issue with the left for me is, man, they have good points. This all makes a bit of sense. But then you walk around like this, like you want to be taken serious, and this is how you walk out? That's always, I have an issue with that. I'm starting to think I might have diarrhea soon. I think that food was tainted I just ate today and yesterday. I think Lisa's trying to poison me.
Family members who are from Mexico who have been affected by the immigration policies. Some of my coworkers...
We want to talk to you like adults. You probably have good points, but you look like a fucking idiot.
Workers are undocumented. My son is going to be attending college next year, and he has a disability, so we're applying for financial aid right now that I feel like might not be there when the time comes.
At stake are resources and support for more than 7 million students with disabilities who depend on the agency to ensure access to a free public education.
I also have a son who has autism, and I think that a reworking of everything to stop on federal funding is just crazy. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's hurting the country.
The strength of a country is shown by how much they protect the rights and the freedoms and the needs of the most vulnerable. And Musk and Trump are dismantling all of that. We are also a queer family, and I worry about my children's safety and future and rights. That their rights will slowly but surely be stripped away. I think they will not stop with the immigrants. Yeah. They will keep going towards the most vulnerable who don't fit the mold.
Wake up.
That's a bit what I feel. As long as that's revolution, 100 weirdos, then Musk is going to be fine. Musk is going to be fine. I'd like to Swedish or Nordish, okay, Danish, okay. I think, you know, the revolution should be led by like Democrats, but they're not doing anything. And I actually believe what it looks like to me, a counter movement against this MAGA stuff is not happening on the streets, as you can see. It's not happening
is Trump a fascist
in the Senates. You know where it happens? You know where the real revolution happens? It happens in... I lost it. Where the fuck is it? It happens in comedy. It's the comedians that get millions of views exposing stuff. In Germany, in Austria, there's this guy now. It's the comedians. It's the comedians that are like the leaders of the revolution. Look at Zelensky, bro.
It's happening way too fast.
It's the cabaret.
And if you don't stand up and protect the other groups,
like that
you're going to be next. It took Hitler a year from January of 33 till May of 33 to come after the gypsies.
These comedians have been losing viewers for years. Really? I think this guy made 6 million views in one day. I think they're doing fine, Candle. I feel like they're doing fine.
Which are brown people and migrated and did labor work. 33, 34, 35, 36. Unionists, socialists, trans, and gays. And then in 37, they came after the Jews, Night of the Broken Glass. So that's the progression that we're going through right now. And, you know, the Jews didn't stand up for people at the beginning. They were making money. You know, they were industrialists. But they turned on the Jews finally. So if you think you're immune and you can just sit it out, you're going to get caught sooner or later.
This is about standing up for our rights.
And even though Trump probably thinks what he's doing is saving democracy, he's destroying it.
Many of the protesters also believe that the mainstream conservative media machine is complicit in this coup as well, in the way that it's hypnotized the masses away from progressive politics, gradually grooming them into worshiping billionaires and falling for overblown culture war distractions.
What do you make?
Oh, that was a big truth bomb. Jesus. Canned Noodle, did you survive that bomb? I love you, buddy. Oh my god, that was well said. Jesus Christ. Let's listen again. Let's listen again, my friends.
Many of the protesters also believe that the mainstream conservative media machine is complicit in this coup as well, in the way that it's hypnotized the masses away from progressive politics, gradually grooming them into worshiping billionaires and falling for overblown culture war distractions.
What do you make on...
Hello.
Dom, is it difficult to read chat? Sometimes Slava Ukrainian.
Sometimes, Silencer, sometimes. God damn.
The attack on DEI.
I mean, I think it's a really easy way for basically a larger ownership, class to say, hey, don't.
Do you actually think the leftist media like CNN didn't do the same? The thing with the leftist media is they don't make you, they don't support people that generally destroy democracy right now. They're like, dude, I think there's now a huge difference in what the Democrats have been doing and fucking Doge and Zelensky's dictator and let's go with Russia and let Israel do whatever they want where we turn Gaza into a resort. Think yes. I always try to be neutral, but it's very hard nowadays where if I look at Democrats and Republicans, it's like Republicans are... That stone feels a bit hotter in my hand. It feels a little bit...
Don't pay...
How's Doge destroying democracy? That's insane, Candoodle. You exactly know that. We had a lot of streams about this. That's insanity. If you actually think and talk like this, that's pure insanity. Pure insanity.
Attention to the fact that your groceries are double.
Explain, check the stream from... Check the stream. I don't have to explain everything every 5 minutes because you don't watch shit. Check the VOD of 2 days ago. Especially Stephen Oliver, what is his name? Talked about it in depth, but we shouldn't take him seriously anyway. He's not funny, right? So, yeah. That was a terrible take. Terrible.
in price every year. Don't pay attention to the fact that nobody can buy a house.
John Oliver?
Just pay attention to the fact that trans people are scary to you. And DEI is a fun buzzword. The Republican and right-wing propaganda machine is...
If you want the Ukrainian war to continue, then grab a weapon and fight. Terrible little child take from you. You're probably 12 years old. As Bokvin once said, the way we don't have to pick up a weapon and fight is by supporting the Ukrainian brothers. Don't force the forcibility draft the Ukrainian men to continue fighting. Once again, what do you know about Ukraine? If you talk to Ukrainians, if you talk to Zelensky, who even says it himself when he was next to Trump, the Ukrainian people decide if they want to keep fighting. They decided, and it looks like right now they still want to fight. And not you, Mario, 12-year-old boy, decide that. If you're an American, which I have a weird feeling you're not, you spend $800 billion a year into the military. And so far, what, $140 billion went to Ukraine, a country that had elections and is defending against the fascist invader. People like you are, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. I'm going straight about. People like you are the bane of democracy. You are so deeply troubled. Something is clearly going wrong in your life that you're going down this route. Something happened to you and it sucks. I'm very sad for you. Your dad maybe didn't like you. You're getting bullied. Something is happening to you. I get it. I was the same. And you're turning into this bullshit of Trump is going to save us all. And what he's doing is totally fine right now. Yeah, man. No fucking problem. I'm not doing this anymore. I will call you out when I see you. You are a massive problem in this society. And we need to figure out a way as society to figure people like you out, so you don't become these maniac crypto bros, man, that completely fucking... I finished law at university, unlike you. You finish law, but you talk like a complete retard in a Twitch channel? Jesus, buddy. I will go as far as saying you are the enemy. You are the enemy at this point, and we need to really figure out a way how to handle this stuff. People like you are a bane, man. What the fuck is that? And I'm not doing this anymore. Not doing this anymore. When we now reach a level where Trump calls a Zelensky dictator and he has tremendous hate for Putin, what's going on? It's reaching a level where it's not cool anymore. It's reaching a level where you are the enemy. And we need to stand up against kids like this. We cannot stand up for that anymore. The world is getting too crazy. There's fucking people dying. We are winning. Yeah, you're winning very hard, man. Take a look at the distribution of wealth in America and then we see who's winning. You are very, very down the propaganda hole, and maybe one day you can get out when a girl touches you. Maybe you can have a law degree in GTA roleplay. Maybe one day you can get out of this. I was where you are too, but there's a way to get out. There's a way to get out. But so far, you're the enemy.
It's incredibly strong, and people who otherwise they're just not engaged, and people they've got multiple jobs. They're just too bogged down to pay attention to things.
I want to stand more up for what I believe in, and if after all the facts we see in these last weeks, and you still feel like, yeah, man, let Putin just have these lands, man. Like you are literally Hitler, youth, bro. You're like, yeah, Hitler got this, man. You are the loser of history. History books will talk about you.
To learn about things, and systems keep them, uneducated, just oppressed in various ways, that when you come home from like a triple shift, what are you going to do? Like go online and read about stuff? No, you've got so much more stuff to take care of. So I don't blame anybody for, getting into like the right wing hole, but
stand up against these people.
We'll see how good the propaganda machine is for the next few years.
So you support Elon Musk?
Yes.
Okay, what do you like about Elon Musk?
Everything. Is a smart guy. He's helping us to figure out what's going on in the government.
Do you believe he's making the government more efficient?
I hope he does. Okay. I mean, we'll find out sooner or later.
They probably genuinely are finding some inefficiencies and some corruptions that everybody could agree on. And I think they're also saying things are fraud that are just valuable services being rebranded as waste.
I understand all that stuff, but the truth takes time for it to come out. We hear all these negative stories, they're cutting this, laying off people, this, that, but eventually the truth will come out.
Do you think Donald Trump has our best interest in mind?
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's been in the office for 1 month.
Looks like Mario is actually also in the video.
And he's being bombarded with all this negative media. People have to give him some time.
At least he's happy.
Chance.
True.
I mean, America spoke, right? He won all the swing states.
See, Mario, that's why your name is Mario, not Luigi, you loser.
He won the popular vote. I mean, I have to give him a benefit of the doubt. And only time will tell if he's good for this country or he's bad for this country.
President Trump says some of the money apparently...
This guy, Jesus Christ. Dude looks like a pre-made character in a video game. Bro looks like if you Google sexiest man alive. What the fuck, dude? Look at that guy. Jesus, don't let that guy alone with your girl, man.
Apparently saved by the Department of Government Efficiency's cost-cutting efforts could be given back to Americans.
I'm not gay, but I can say when a man looks good, okay? You're just fucking mad I'm not calling you good looking because most of you guys look like fucking Games Workshop owners, okay?
As stimulus checks. Last week, Trump said the administration is considering giving 20% of Doge savings to citizens.
If he were to give each member of the American public $5,000, would you take that?
Of course. Very clever. That would be very clever.
Hey, we're giving Ukraine $200 billion. Why not? You wouldn't take it?
This notion blows my brains out, man. You guys landed in Normandy to save the world from Nazis, man. And now 200 billion, which is 1/4 of your yearly military budget, is too much to help a country against a fascist invader. It really shows me this notion of human beings forget. They forget every 80 years. Every 80 years, our brains just don't understand anymore. And it almost feels like the human race, every 100 years, kind of, we need like a big, how do I say in English? I need to find that English word. I don't know the word. Attention-solving event. It's like when everything is too peaceful, people just become kaput. They just go kaput and slowly get abused by the powerful, the class that rules everything, man. It's like you need like a wake-up call every 100 years, man. In a way. Big bombaklat. Thank you, Baka. Thank you, man.
If they send it to me, I have no choice but to take it, but it's going to dramatically increase inflation, and all they talk about is saving money. Why wouldn't they use that money to go pay off the debt they seem to care so much about? It's graft. It's trying to bribe people with money while they pick your pocket in the front and they take all your money.
All right, guys, this is Albie. We just finished checking out the Elon Musk protest. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section.
She slipped through my fingers like sand. Heard that she had a man. Now I'm just sitting here sad. Oh well, shit sail. She slipped through my fingers like sand.